And we're live. Hi guys, how y'all doing? It is your girl, your sister, your friend, Miss Crystal here, also known as Diva. Let me take this band-aid off my finger. I had a little boo-boo, but it don't seem to be appropriate for the video. So I got a prick. I'm just set that there. So hi guys, as I said, it's your girl Crystal here, and from my last video I spoke about how I was going to be doing a sabbatical, and basically what that means is I was going to be taking off from making videos, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I just feel like there's going to be a redirection in my videos, and I'm going to try to incorporate a greater range of content. I don't just want it to be primarily geared towards spirituality, and I don't want my content to primarily be focused on me and what's happening in my life. Although if I can just get the formalities out of the way and get the housekeeping out the way, you know, the videos that are uploaded on this channel previous to now were basically like a come into self moment. Like, I have truly been, I'm a pause. DJ, say hey. Let the people see your face. Okay, this is my son, all right? My channel's small right now, so everybody who watch these videos, I'm pretty sure I'm under the impression that you know DJ, my son. And DJ is going through a evolutionary process where he's growing up and he's getting taller, his voice is getting deeper, he's just going to another phase in his life. And I want to incorporate him more into this channel. Be careful because I don't want my laptop to fall. I'm going to incorporate him more into this channel, although I might dismiss him because I don't think this is going to be a topic for kids today, okay? So you can take the laptop and you can go in. I just be testing his obedience, you know. I try to tell him to do things that I know he don't want to do, just so he can,
Bye guys.
now he want to speak. And now he speaks. All right. So let's get it cracking. Let's get it popping. I hope this is a good angle. As I was saying, on this channel, it basically was a build up as to a coming to self moment. That's been a primary focus, and the point that I've been trying to communicate is a journey, and I feel as though I've built up enough content, and I've built up enough trust in myself, and I've developed myself to this point where I can just shift gears and go in another direction, okay? So as I said, this channel isn't going to be like diary style entries or anything like that. I am going to be sitting down and trying to plan some things out as far as the type of content that I want to produce and the conversations that I want to have, and I'm just breaking out of my shell. Typically I am more prone to being introverted, but I do have an extroverted personality as well. I have both, and I'm going to be tapping more into the extroversion of myself. So I just was browsing on Facebook and I came across this guy named Kevin, I believe his name is. And from what I pick up, he was, because I think he passed away. I'm a little behind because for about almost 10 years, I've been disconnected from the mainstream way of doing things. I haven't engaged in watching TV since 2015. I'm not up to date with any reality series, any Netflix series, Hulu, whatever is out there. I'm not familiar with it. I just basically been doing a lot of personal development and a lot of spiritual maturation, right? So now I'm coming out of my shell. I'm coming from underneath my rock. I'm taking a peek from underneath the rock. And I just want to see what's out here, like what I've been missing, what's interesting to me. So like I was saying, I came across this guy on my Facebook timeline, and his name is Kevin. I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with him. And he has a lot of talks along the lines of relationships, and I guess he's somewhat like a matchmaker or something like that. I've only watched just a couple of videos, short clips of his, and he's intriguing, and I like his train of thought. You know, I like the alpha-ness in his personality, especially being a black man. So when I saw some of his some of his conversations, I just sat back and took a listen to it. And he is very interesting, and as I said, I've been processing his train of thought, and it provoked me to make this video. And I apologize in advance if I digress and I might be all over the place, but I just feel excited to like speak and to like get back to myself, you know. So just let me rant. I might be all around the world, but that's okay. So before I get into it, I really don't have a specific aim as far as what I want to talk about. I'm just going to let the information come to me. So, yeah. So, a couple of things that really was on my mind based off of the conversation that I heard from Kevin was about this high value man and this high value woman. And basically on his conversational series, he talks about how a lot of black women are unrealistic as it relates to what they're looking for in a mate. A lot of black women, it was this debate that he was having that was basically like this bad bitch, boss bitch type of attitude that a lot of black women have, and how if we, as being a black woman, if we keep this behavior up, most of us will find ourselves alone and single. You know, I come across a lot of black women who have never been married before. Although they have kids, they've never been married before. They probably never have been asked to be married before. No shade, no tea. That's just an observation that I've noticed amongst the collective when it comes to black women. A lot of black women, you know, we were raised to be independent. Speaking from personal experience, you know, I've noticed that in a black household or in a black community, we raise our daughters and we baby our sons. We raise our daughters to be independent, to be self-sufficient, and we basically, as black mothers, we cater to our sons. And we make them dependent on a woman. And in some instances, some black women give their son the title of man of the house. Me personally, I've never been a part of that bunch. You know, I'm a traditional woman. I'm not religious, but I'm traditional. I do believe that there is a role of a woman, and there is a role, a duty, and functions that a man supposed to perform. Likewise, a woman have her own set tasks, and that's the belief system that I'm under, right? But, you know, coming from underneath my rock, I've been binge watching and binge listening to a lot of content, from YouTube to Facebook Lives to podcasts of all kinds, all sorts, all genres. And I just basically been trying to see where I'm at in the world. You know, where's my placement at? Where do I fit, or in what place is fitting for me, right? So going back, when I was talking about how black women have a tendency to raise our daughters and to nurture and baby our sons. And I really, truly, wholeheartedly believe that we do this because, number one, we are Black women. So we know what to expect, or what our daughters would expect coming up. Most women, since they have never been married, I want to be careful, okay? Before I get into the nitty gritty, I'm just going to put this disclaimer right here. These are my views, my opinions, and my perspectives on whatever given subject matter that I talk about. Although I am open-minded and my thoughts, views, and opinions are subject to change at any given time, incorporating more information, okay? Depending on what it is that I learn, I stand to be corrected, all right? But, you know, this is just the way I feel about the situation. We are entitled to our own opinions. So if I say something that's controversial, or if I say something that is a trigger for anybody, if I say something that maybe can be taken as shade, no tea, baby. I'm just being me. Let me be free to be me. And if your opinion differs from mine, feel free to comment down below, because I do want some engagement, okay? It's time that we have some conversation, for real. And yeah, so as I was saying, when it comes to Black women, you know, it is statistics, right? We got facts and we got figures, we got numbers. In our community, there is a disproportionate amount of single mothers raising multiple children by their lonesome, right? So with the stress of being a Black woman, a single, independent Black woman, raising a daughter who's going to be following in our tracks, right? We tend to raise them because we want to impart into them our life experiences, what has been significant in our life to help us shape our personality or the way that we see the world. So yeah, we raise our daughters, we teach our daughters how, and I'm speaking from observation because I don't have no daughter, I got a son, right? But speaking from observation, Black women tend to raise their daughters, as I said, and instill into their daughters to be independent. You don't need no man for shit. Can I call it how I feel it? Can I say it how I feel it? Or do I gotta be politically correct? Can I just have some talk, girl talk, okay? A lot of girls, a lot of black women raise their daughters to be independent. You don't need a man for nothing. Get your own bag. You don't have to ask nobody for nothing. Bossy, right? Then you got these entertainers who serve a purpose. Well, that's not their purpose, to be I was going to say a role model, but that's the position that they play. In modern times, the entertainers take on this air of being a role model. There's someone, the entertainers, female entertainers, are someone that a lot of young girls look up to and they model their behavior after, right? So just to name a few, when I was a kid growing up, one of the women that I looked up to, the main one, was Trina, the baddest bee. You know, I used to be sneaking to listen to her music. I would write down her lyrics so I can memorize the words of her songs. And like I said, I used to be sneaking because it was explicit. I wasn't allowed to listen to that type of music. So I can say that Trina, in so many ways, did shape my view of what it means to be a woman and what it meant to, what to expect from a man or a relationship, or what was expected from me. If I be honest, I learned a lot of my behaviors from Trina. Fast forward to today's time, you got Meg Thee Stallion, you got Cardi B. I don't know if Nicki Minaj still fits in that category, but I'm going to say Nicki Minaj, even though she's probably somewhere close to her 40s. You got Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Mulatto, and many others that I don't even know about. And if you watch young girls, you can see the influence of these entertainers in their personality, right? In their speech. And if you look even deeper, you can also see the influence of these entertainers in the expression of the parents. Like the mothers exhibit these same behaviors, and they are heavily influenced by this music. So the point I'm trying to make is the struggle is real. Because of this influence from the music, a lot of women have subjected themselves to be a sex object or to be sexualized primarily, right? That's pretty much the trending theme of today's culture is money, power, and sex. Sex is leading. I can't even put it into order. They competing head to head. You got money. Money runs the world. The bad bitches with the bad bitch attitudes, the independent ones, they know how to run a bag up, baby. They out here getting their own bag. And then that's the money. Then you got the power. Money brings power. Money brings influence. And then you got sex. Sex is like the lowest common denominator. Like it's intertwined in each one of those. You got women having sex for money. You got women having sex for influence, to rank up in their fields, to rank up in maybe the neighborhood, however it apply, I don't know. So we transfer that way of thinking to our children. As I said, we'll raise our daughters, and then when it comes to our sons, we will pamper and baby our sons, and we would cater to our sons in general. I'm not speaking like specifically or about everybody, but just a general observation. This is what I've noticed, that, you know, as I said, we'll get a title to our sons as being the head of the household, and however far that go, you know, that's what it is. So back to Kevin. He really wants to like debunk and disprove this bad bitch attitude. And one of the terms that he spoke about was agreeableness. Most bad bitches, you can't bargain. You can't, you have to basically bow down. If you listen to the music, when it comes to Meg Thee Stallion, she's very alpha in her personality or in her lyrics, and she places herself above a man. And I also want to say something right here. I am traditional in my beliefs. I said that I'm not a feminist. I'm not a feminist. I'm not religious. I'm not modern. I'm just gonna say that. I'm modern to a point, but I'm mostly traditional, right? So that's the point of view that I'm speaking from, and that's the point of view that I want whoever tends to watch this video to consider and bounce this idea around, because we really need to get serious with ourselves, and we really need to plot out the trajectory of our thought processes at the end of the day, when everything is all said and done. You a bad bitch. You ran up a bag. You did whatever you did. At the end of the day, what is it that you really want? When you come home, right? Who is there to greet you? Who is there to compliment you? Who is there to relate to you? You know what I'm saying? Who's there? Are you going home to an empty house? Or are you going home to a house full of kids with no spouse? Like, at the end of the day, where are these behaviors going to lead us? Most millennials, as well as the Gen Z, X, whatever the case may be, they don't have no value for marriage. They don't see the importance of a stable household and a family, a close-knitted family unit. If this seems scrambled, I'm sorry, because this off the top, baby. I ain't had time to think about what I was going to say. I just listened to that video, and I was like, aha, I got a thought. So let me go make my own video, okay? So if I'm all over the place, forgive me. If you still here to this point, thumbs up this video, okay? And if I've said something interesting up to this point, comment down below, please. Speak up and let your voice be heard, okay? And tell me, am I living in some far-fetched fairy tale world? Am I outdated in my beliefs? Am I unrealistic? All right, am I unrealistic? Because that's some of the questions I had to ask myself. You know, it's one video in particular that Kevin was doing, that he was having an interview with a woman who was 24 years old, and she had all this language of the things that she expected. She wanted someone basically to sponsor her lifestyle. She wanted someone who she could build generational wealth with. And all of that is good in theory. But when you really process those theories and you try to break them down and practicalize them into pragmatic steps, a practical approach, what does that look like? And he asked her the question, like, what is generational wealth? Do you even know what generational wealth? Where did you learn this term from? And she knew what the term meant, but the practicality of that was in the back of her head. She left that somewhere off to the side. And from what he said, if you are a black woman in search of a black man, and you talking about this generational wealth, he was talking about how about 50% of black men earn $41,000 a year. And that is very minimum when it comes to a family. Like, that's basically like poverty level. $40,000 in today's time is not really going to get you too far. You're not going to be able to travel how you want to travel. You're not going to be able to shop where you want to shop. You're not going to be able to eat at the restaurants that you want to eat at. And then if you factor in kids, multiple kids at that money gone, baby. You struggling. You struggling. You're struggling. You're struggling. And that was very sobering for me. Like, when I heard it all said out loud, I was like, you know what, he right. Like, how can we change this? How can we get more realistic with ourselves when it comes to dating, and dating in the same, because women can date outside of their income level, right? Depending on what type of woman you are, depending on what type of qualities you possess, you know, depending on your attractiveness, you don't have to be pretty much limited to just mediocre men, okay? But at the same time, you also have to factor in that number one, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Number two, is many beautiful women in the world, And it's a shortage, it seems, of good black men. So our pool to choose from, or the pool to be picked from, is plenteous, right? When it comes to a man really got options. And I guess that's why a lot of women take on this bad bitch attitude, because they can't find nobody who gonna do for them what they want done, so they gotta go out here and get it and do it for themselves, right? Okay, and I'm gonna pause right here because I feel like I'm losing my point. Whoo, child. Right? So, basically, we just gotta get realistic with ourselves. We have to do a better job at planning for our future. If we using these terms about generational wealth, want to pass down wealth to our children, well, first of all, we gotta have the wealth in order to pass it down to the children. And if you find yourself starting a family, a large family, before you gain the wealth, you're gonna have a hard time acquiring wealth, because it takes money to make money. And if your expenses far exceed your income, good luck to you, baby. Good luck to you, baby. And that's why education needs to be a fundamental principle, like the building blocks of our communities. We have to give back to education. We have to give back to meditating. I'm going to bring this term up for the umpteenth time, and forever plus one day I'm going to be speaking along the lines of meditation, because meditation is a very ancient practice. It is a very sobering practice. You can be sobered in your perspective, and you gain so much clarity. You are brought into the present moment, and you can deal with things for what they actually and truly are, right? Meditation, you're going to silence the noise externally first and internally second. With meditation, you're going to get yourself somewhere and sit yourself down. Be still and be quiet, and don't think. And you just want to unwind everything that's tied up in your mind. You're going to let that silence unloose and unwind those pervasive thoughts that may have come from your mother, those intrusive thoughts that may come from this modernized society that we live in. And you're going to sit with yourself, and you're going to get reacquainted with yourself. And you're going to learn yourself. And then you're going to pick up from where you at. And hopefully you ain't going to be looking back no more. You're trying to look ahead. And all of these grand notions and grand ideas and grand dreams are terrific, because I'm never going to step on nobody's dreams. If people have dreams of being a millionaire, billionaire, baby, these are the days where it's possible. But you just got to know where you're going, and you got to know what you're doing. Excuse me. And you got to know how you're going to get it accomplished. So back to education. We got to stop being so impulsive as a black woman, baby. Yeah, we got a lot of shit going on in our life. We got a lot of shit that's on our shoulders. We carry a lot of weight. We carry a lot of weight. We have a lot of responsibilities. But we got to prioritize time for ourselves. We got to take time for ourselves. And meditation can be your mommy moment. It can be your time to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Gather and collect your own mind. Be the peace for yourself. Let that serve as peace for yourself. And educate yourself. Take an assessment as it relates to your current situation. Come on, flies. I'm gonna need y'all to go. Like, why y'all over here all of a sudden? Like, I know it's hot outside, but Don't disturb me, please. Fly by me. Fly away from me. Go, honey. So, the education. If you a mother, baby, understand what that means to be a mother. Understand that is a teacher. Essentially, being a mother is a teacher, especially if you got girl children. Look at what it is that you are showing to them. Look at what it is that they are picking up from you. You know, your children are a reflection of us as a person, our children, because I'm going to include myself in this because I'm not talking at nobody, okay? And me doing these videos, I'm not talking at nobody and I'm not talking down to nobody, but if I be honest, I've had a plan for my life for most of my life. And I have taken a course in my life not to be affiliated with certain habits that I've noticed in my community. For example, I'm not no baby mama. No shade, no tea to nobody who is, but that's just not my story, okay? I was a wife. And I never had a plan to have children, but my first husband, he was 10 years older than me, and he didn't have any children. And because I was married, I did compromise, and I'm so happy that I did get pregnant and I had my son. But I was one and I was done, baby. I was one and I was done, baby. And with education, we have to start being smarter about the decisions that we make, because these decisions don't just involve us, ourselves, especially when we start having children. And then especially when you go out and you keep having children and you fail to realize that it takes love, it takes patience. Let's speak about it. It takes patience, which means you need to spend time with your kids individually and collectively. It takes money, takes resources, takes a lot. And when you start having children young, most people who start young, they don't stop. They keep going. They have multiple. And this is a general observation. And as I said, I'm not talking at nobody and I'm not talking down to nobody. But we need to wake up, and we need to understand the times that we're living in. And we need to understand that there are implications to our actions. Behind every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's fact. That's law, scientifically speaking. And we have to integrate what it is that we know to do, right? We can't just be knowing all these things in theory and don't practicalize or walk out any of these behaviors in our waking day, right? So to move on from there, I really want to spend more time on education and on what it means to be realistic with ourselves, especially when it comes to dating. I have, by way of conversations, personal conversations that I've had with some people, well, I'm not even going to use that, okay? I'm going to scratch that. No conversations I had with nobody, just from what I see online, all right? Some of the things that people post, and like, you can kind of gather your own conclusion about people's trains of thoughts based on some of the things that they post, because some of the things that we post, we are in agreement with it. That's the reason why we post it on our pages. And some of the things that I've noticed is, like Kevin said, we are unrealistic, especially as women, because we think that these men supposed to be our saving grace. Like, if I was a man, I'm just gonna speak hypothetically, okay? If I was a man, and because I'm a homegirl, I have a lot of male friends, because I am a homegirl, and I kick it mostly with guys. Like, I get along real good with guys. I get along good with women too, but when it comes to women for whatever reason or another, women can't just be friends. They gotta always try to compete in some kind of way. They gotta try to one up the next woman. You know, it's always a competition. When it comes to women, if we be honest, it be competition. People be competing sometimes where they don't compare. So I just try to get away from that, and I will just mainly associate myself with guys. And guys are the guys that I associate myself with are real men, and they know how to have real conversations. And these men keep it real with me, and they be letting me know, you know, some good info. They be telling me some good things. So that's not the point. The point is being realistic when it comes to a woman looking for a man. Women tend to think men are their scapegoats. Like they gonna come in knight shining armor and just save the day. They gonna sponsor their lifestyle. They just gonna cater to them, bow down to them, and just do everything for them that they supposed to do for themselves. And they have nothing to offer the man. This is the insanity. This is the unrealistic belief systems behind dating when it comes to women and their approach. They think that a man's supposed to just do everything for them, and all they gotta do is be somebody pretty with a body and a pussy. Can I call it? I don't call it no bullshit. That's real shit. That ain't no bullshit. That's real shit. I'm not gonna say most. I'm be careful with that word, most. I'm gonna say some, okay? Some women be thinking just because they got a pussy that the man supposed to bow down to them. And I'm just gonna speak as myself here, okay? Like I say, this ain't no religious channel, and we finna get into the real deal, Holyfield. I'm just gonna say this: all vajayjay ain't good vajayjay. All right, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. You know, they be having all these unrealistic expectations. They don't have no conversation. Most of these girls don't got no conversation. Most of these girls, you know, just in general, some of the things that I hear, what they got to offer a man besides another problem or another headache or another bill or responsibility? They know they don't bring no peace. The women of today's time sound like men. They have deep ass voices. No femininity, baby. These women is real niggas. I ain't want to say that word. These women are real men. I'm gonna say it like that. Today's times, there has been the switch in the position of the sexes. You have women perpetrating as men, and we do have men perpetrating as women, you know. And a lot of women have lost touch with their. So my phone is not cooperating with me because I got like thousands and thousands upon of videos and photos, right? So what I'm going to do is just keep it short. This was the conversation for today. And I got so much more I can say, but I'm just gonna keep it short. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay powerful. Bring light, bring love, bring peace and prosperity everywhere that you go. Remember, it's done unto you as you believe. So get your beliefs up. This is a new level, baby. So come on.